Jim Churchill along with Jay Baines and our Ticket TV crew. Senior night here at Doyle Field. The boys of Brewer victorious in Game 1 in the second overtime. They get the game winner from Gavin Carr. So the Witches defeat Hampden Academy in the boys game 3-2 in overtime. And now we'll see what happens in the girls game here tonight. Again, senior night, and we'll honor the girls from Brewer who are seniors. Here's Brewer Athletic Director Dave Utterback.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the City of Brewer's historic Doyle Field. Welcome to our audience tuning in on the exclusive live stream partner with 92.9 The Ticket and Sportsnet Maine for this 2020 Regional Girls Soccer Contest that features the visiting Hampden Academy Broncos and your Brewer High School Witches. Tonight, Brewer High School would like to recognize and celebrate the class of 2021 girls soccer players and family members able to be in attendance here with us tonight. We will start with number 1, Brooke Marrow. Here this evening with Brooke, her mother Nicole, and her sister Allie. After graduation, Brooke will pursue her career as an electrician at Eastern Maine Community College and hopes to become a master electrician one day. Next up is Sarah Babin. Out here tonight with Sarah is her mother, Michelle. Sarah will attend college to pursue her dream of becoming a veterinarian. Next, senior, Morgan Honey. Morgan is represented tonight by her father, Asa Honey Sr., and her mother, Erica Honey. After graduation, Morgan will hope to go out of state for college and play either soccer or compete in track at the collegiate level. Tonight's final senior, Sarah Kiley. Sarah is represented tonight by her father, Joe, her mother, Heather, grandmother, also known as G. After graduation, Sarah will attend the University of Maine, majoring in nursing. I'd like to thank both teams, the officials as well, for allowing us the opportunity to recognize our senior class. Once again, welcome to Doyle Field. This time I would like to introduce the reserve players for the Hampden Academy Broncos, starting with number 1, Megan Ireland. Number 2, Mercedes Dorr. Number 3, Sophia Shaw. Number 5, Destiny Moores. Number 7, Bridget Levesque. Number 8, Anna Schmidt. Number 9, Ariella Mayetta. Number 13, Brooke Partridge. Number 18, Paige Chaley. And number 25, Ella Baldwin. Starting lineup for Hampden Academy, starting with the goalkeeper. Number 16, Logan Diggle. Number 21, Isabella McLaughlin. Number 14, Megan Deans. Number 11, Madison Burgoyne. Number 4, Samantha Quisnell. Number 22, Eliza Murphy. Number 6, Eliza Parker. Number 10, Libby Hughes. Number 24, Lauren Voter. Number 12, Olivia Airy. And number 17, Mayako Brown. And now the team members for the Brewer Witches. Number 1, Brooke Marrow. Number 5, Olivia Wing. Number 6, Caroline Clark. Number 9, Maya Edgecombe. Number 11, Megan Youngs. Number 12, Kayla Lockhart. Number 13, Allison Ellis. Number 18, Danny Fenlison. Number 20, Cassidy Burkhart. Number 21, Sarah Babin. Number 24, Lindsay Pine. Number 25, Sadie Studdy. Starting lineup for the Witches. In goal, sophomore captain, number 23, Bella Tennis. Sophomore defender, number 3, Asiana West. Junior defender, number 15, Sydney Pine. Sophomore defender, number 17, Lainey Sherman. Junior defender, number 4, Malena Eaton. Sophomore midfielder, number 8, Lexi Furrow. Sophomore midfielder, number 14, Charlie Laffey. Number 19, senior captain in the midfield, Sarah Kiley. Junior captain in the midfield, number 22, Riley Umel. Sophomore striker, number 2, Jordan Dirk. Senior captain at strikers, number 7, Morgan Honey. Brewers coached by Dave Hammer with Matt Goodman and Troy Gravel. Officials are Miss Pickering and Mr. Asare. Certified athletic training services are provided by Benjamin Pushard. Healy Chiropractic of Brewer. At this time, I invite all in attendance to please rise and respectfully remove your caps. We will honor our country with the playing of the national anthem. That wasn't it.
All right, there you have it, our national anthem played here at historic Doyle Fields. We get set for game number 2 of the night, Hampden Academy against Brewer. This time the girls taking center stage. And Brewer will be going for the sweep here in game number 2 after their boys had a come-from-behind win in game number 1, winning it in the second overtime on a shot from Gavin Carr. Jim Churchill, Jay Baines. Jay, your best guesstimate on the length of that shot by Carr, the game winner?
That was probably a good 25, 30 yards out, honestly. You know, he had the opportunity. He saw, the defenders were backtracking. Take the shot early. They had the time, but he's the type of player to just take advantage of all of the opportunities. Great player.
And Brewer player down on the far side.
So you see from the beginning, the electronic whistle's not exactly projecting the way the officiating crew may wish they do.
Play continued on there for a few seconds. Opened our door here, which creates a Bit of a wind tunnel here in the press box at Doyle Field. Just underway, under the lights, game number 2. Temperature has dropped significantly, Jay. And that wind continues to blow quite hard from right to left as we look down on the field. Same officials. Jay, you know these 2 officials?
Yes, I do.
You mentioned in the first game you are a soccer official yourself.
Yes. You know, kind of the reality of the situation here is, 2 games, you're going to have to do a varsity double. It's not ideal. The alternative is not playing. We'll do what we can.
All right, Hampden on the attack.
Through ball right there.
Nice. Pass to the near side. Taken there by Lauren Bouture. Samantha Quesnel stepping into the action there briefly. Now Brewer trying to advance the ball upfield, but turned away by the Broncos. Broncos with some nice passing here in the early going. Head of the pack, shot on goal and into the back of the net. And the Broncos will take the early lead. And I believe that is number 6, Eliza Parker, senior captain for the Broncos. Let's take a look at it as she breaks through the Brewer defense. Eye on the goal, quality strike, and no chance right there for the Brewer goalie. That's Isabella Tanis, a sophomore.
Yeah, Bella Tanis, one of the great young goalkeepers here in the state of Maine. I know Dave Hamill's been, right before freshman year, been waiting eagerly for her to come up in the high school ranks, and she had an outstanding freshman year, and you'd be hard-pressed to find another goalkeeper in the girls soccer ranks here in the state of Maine as good as she is.
All right, so Hampden on top, 1-0. That was. This is a similar start as we had in the boys' game. Hampden with the early goal in the boys' game as well, but Brewer kept hanging around, and finally a relatively late goal in regulation, and then of course the game winner in the second overtime. Witches drive it in. Knocked out of there by the Broncos. Captains for Hampden, Madison Burgoyne. We mentioned Eliza Parker and Bella McLaughlin.
Sophomore captain.
Saw her on the basketball court last year for the Hampden girls and Coach Nick Winchester.
A couple of basketball players on the Hampden girls soccer roster. Megan Deans as well.
Yep. Deans a senior. Now streaking up the right side is Brown for Hampden. Tries to get it to her teammate, but Brewer defense steps up big there. And the ball kicked across the touchline by the Broncos. Witches knocked that one across the near sideline. Throw in by Hampden. A chance here for the Witches to apply some pressure, and a strong move up the near sideline by number 2. I don't see a number 2 here. Dave Utterback, do you know who number 2 is? Megan Doak. Oh, Jordan Doak. We do have a number 2. It's just at the... Yep. Yep. Laffey with the shot there. That goes to the right side of the goal. Jay Baines, why don't we take a look at the Brewer Witches roster. And you see right there, Coach Dave Hamill. And once again, a good mixture of classes. Expansive roster there for Brewer High School.
You know, speaking with Coach Hamill the other day, when I had his JV game on Saturday, he said I think he said 28 in the program this year. They always practice together.
Yep.
Most soccer programs have their JVs and the varsities practice together throughout the year regardless. Great training opportunity. You can do more with the numbers.
Look there at the far end of the Brewer cheering squad. They are here cheering on the Witches girls soccer team. And that shot misses wide right by Hampden. Broncos working in the middle of the field. Brewer on the near side, number 19 right there for the Witches, Sarah Kiley. She's one of the seniors honored prior to the game here tonight.
Two-time state softball champion there, Jim.
Not too shabby.
Mr. Utterback putting in
Got the
nifty little plug.
sports.
The athletic success here at Brewer High School.
That's right. Skip Estes, a longtime coach of Brewer softball, has had a ton of success. One 1-0 Broncos. Again, the early goal from Eliza Parker. On the left side, Eliza Murphy here for the Broncos. Now Parker can't get around the Brewer defender. Back they come to Samantha Quesnel. And a good hustle there by Tanis to get to that ball just ahead of the Bronco. She'll boot it away. Almost to midfield. Past midfield with a bounce. And now across the touchline. Parker has that left leg wrapped. Seen a couple times. Looks like she's favoring that leg just a little bit. Obviously didn't hurt her on the shot on goal for the first goal of the game. Defense there by Brewer, and number 8, Lexi Furrow, turning that play away, forcing the Broncos to restart things. Oh, collision there. Ball straight up in the air. Broncos can't pounce on it. Brewer with the clear momentarily, and now ball across the touchline, and Broncos will put it in play. Olivia Airy had it momentarily for the Broncos. We'll take a look at the Hampden Academy roster here in just a second. Again, we'll have a break at about the 20-minute mark. Let's take advantage of this opportunity to look at the Bronco roster in this 1-0 game. Broncos with the lead. Coach Chris Hink. All right, Witches on the attack. Quesnell picking that pass off, and now the Broncos will reset. Turning upfield. There's Parker again. Oh, nice feed there. Just a tad behind her teammate, Airy, and now a shot is wide left. The score remains 1-0. Tanis drills it. Action here in this first half to this point, Jay, in the Hampden end of the field.
Yeah, Brewer really hasn't had an opportunity to. Good foul right there, tripped her up. Waited to see, if that ball would develop for Brewer. It didn't. Brewer will take the free kick right here. But like I was saying, Brewer really hasn't had the opportunity to kind of challenge Hampden's back line, who's been relatively strong, almost 15 minutes in.
All right. Brewer cannot apply the pressure. Hampden. Had it momentarily. Now the Witches try their turn at it again, but Broncos push it to the other half of the field. Here's Airy. And hit to a teammate. Trying to split the defense here for Hampden is Ayako Brown.
She's tripped up right there.
Here's Parker, and that one is scooped up by Bella Tanis, the goalie for Brewer. Keeps it a 1-0 deficit for the Witches. All right, here's Airy. She's got some room. She puts the shot on goal. Great save there by Bella Tanis. Now the Witches looking to clear the zone, and Hampden gets control of the ball back to Quesnell. Now to the other half of the field, and that's going to be off the Broncos. Toss in deep. And it's going to be a Bronco throw in here. High school soccer here on Ticket TV, brought to you by Greenway Equipment Sales. Nothing runs like a deer in Bangor and Ellsworth, and at greenwayequipment.com. And it's gently kicked back to the goalie by Sidney Pine, the junior. Brooke Merrill, another one of the Witches seniors. And again, the Witches will work it back to Tanis. And she delivers it right to Elena Eaton, another junior.
Tanis is definitely not afraid to come out of the box and handle the ball herself.
Now Brewer, the deepest penetration they've had here in this first half, trying to make something happen. They trail it 1-0. Oh, Witches there, and a goal for Brewer. Goalie was down for Hampden. And the left-footed kick right here. You see the ball gets loose, and getting to her feet and punching it into the net is Sarah Kiley. And this game is tied at 1. So the Brewer Witches finally get the penetration, apply the pressure to that Hampden defense. And Kiley with the goal to tie this one up. And here come the Witches again. Up the left side is Brooke Merrill, and she lost it across the touchline. Back they come. Oh, that gets past the Witches. Here is number 5 for Hampden, Destiny Moores. Moores loses it. Takeaway there by Eaton for Brewer. Now the Witches on the attack. It's Morgan Honey. She boots it in. Honey, excuse me. I knew it when I was halfway through that. Haven't eaten, Jay, for a while.
Surprised you've eaten today.
All right, we're approaching that 20-minute break here, and almost to the 21-minute mark here in this first half. Another very competitive game. We saw it in the boys' game. Very physical.
And I think it's under control, despite the physicality,
Yep.
I think that, in the boys' game, they kind of just came out firing and almost a little out of control, in the beginning. This game's definitely settled in. It's competitive. It is physical, but it's fair.
Yep.
And I think both teams are honestly pleased with the play so far.
Morgan Deans with the throw-in. And across the touchline, it's going to be off Brewer. And that is going to be the break at the 20-minute mark, and we will take it as well. After the first 20 minutes and 2 seconds, it is Hampden Academy 1 and Brewer 1. This is high school soccer on Ticket TV at 9. Welcome back to Doyle Field. Jim Churchill, Jay Baines. Also here tonight on our crew, Nathaniel Bailey and Max Pottle. Chilly October night here in Brewer, Maine, but we've had a couple of very good soccer games. One is completed. Brewer boys in overtime, victorious 3-2. Goal by Gavin Carr in the second OT, giving the Witches their first win of the season and their first game of the season. So they are 1-0. The Hampden Academy boys fall to 1-3, and now in the girls game, so the first quarter of action basically, we've got a 1-1 tie in this one. Good look right there at historic Doyle Field. And here is Hampden striking right back out of the break. And let's see who picks up the second goal of the game for the Broncos. Into the right side of that net, there's Morgan Deans with the throw-in, a very strong throw-in. Gets past the Brewer defender, and that is number 5, Destiny Moores. Double check that number. Yes, number 5, Destiny Moores. She is just a freshman with the goal there for the Broncos to make it 2-1. So a very similar trend here in game number 2, Jay.
Yeah, just like in the boys' game, Hampden went up 1-0. Brewer had that equalizer, coming right off that break, almost on a set piece.
Yeah.
I hate to call it a timeout, but it almost kind of is because there really aren't timeouts in soccer.
Right.
But those natural breaks that we have to have at the 20-minute mark, wouldn't be surprised if they kind of drew up some set play right there.
Credit to Morgan Deans. We've seen about 3 of her throw-ins here in this first half, and very strong tosses. Or pardon me, Megan Deans. Megan Deans, a post player for Bronco girls basketball team. There's Parker with it. There's Megan right there. And across the touch line on the near side. And she's going to get another chance here for a throw-in. And another strong toss there by Megan Deans. We're trying to get that ball out of there. They finally get control. And up ahead it comes. Jordan Doak working through the Hampden defense, and she is a little
good shoulder tackle right there.
Megan Deans.
Sometimes it looks worse than it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's a prime example of that. Good shoulder tackle. And we encourage those players to, challenge with the shoulders. Challenge straight up, okay? Use your bodies to your advantage, okay? Just don't do anything stupid. I've actually said that on the field. I'm like, guys, play. Just don't be stupid. You'll be fine. It's amazing how a message like "don't be stupid" is wildly effective with teenagers.
Just don't try it on your wife or anything like that.
Well, yeah.
Could get you in trouble. I think I tried to use something to that effect the other day, and it didn't work. Here's Parker for Hampden. She had the first, nifty pass right there. Up ahead it goes to Mercedes Dorr, and Dorr with the score. The Broncos add to their lead. It's now 3-1. We'll take a look at the replay, and look at this pass by Eliza Parker. Great touch there, Jay.
Yeah, she threaded the needle right there. Brewer's back line kind of just had to collapse in. As good as Bellatanis is, really had no chance on there.
And Mercedes Dorr, a senior for Hampden, using the left foot to notch the third goal in the game for the Broncos. So our similar trend from the first game has been broken here in game number 2 by a third goal for Hampden. They keep applying the pressure. Parker right in the center of that offense to the near side, and Lauren Vautour that one across the goal line.
Was the Broncos coming off, some of the boys' team, they went down to MDI last night. I could not find a result of that game before I got here today. But you have to wonder if fatigue does set in for the Broncos. Brewer, this is game 1.
Quesnell on the far side keeps it in play. Broncos work it back now, trying to get it out of the zone, and they will. Ball trickles across the near touch line. Megan Deans up ahead to Moores. Brewer retreating. Back to Olivia Airy. She drives it in, picked up there by Tanis. Now Bella Tanis will deliver a strong boot past midfield. Hampden again in attack mode, Jay.
They haven't let up. That's for sure, even with a 3-1 lead. I think they want to put it away early.
A routine save there for Bella Tanis. Parker again. She's really been in the middle of things, both literally and figuratively, here tonight for the Broncos. Dean's on that back line, advances it. Now the Witches with Brooke Merrow pushing it upfield, but Hampden once again gets control. And we got some subs coming into the game. Checking out for the Witches, Olivia Wing and Brooke Merrow. Oh, again.
Keep her out of possession right there.
Tanis coming out of the box to pounce on that one. Witches getting some penetration here, but across the touchline on the far side, so Hampden the throw-in. 3-1 Broncos. Approaching the 13-minute mark here in the first half.
Yeah, Brewer's really not getting any opportunity against Hampden's defense. Hampden appears to be playing 4 flat back. Sometimes Bella McLaughlin kind of falls back in more of a stopper-type role.
Brewer on the defensive once again. Ball across the near touchline. Quick throw in. Parker trying to get it in front of the net. Here's Airy. Left-handed boot to the far side, and a left-handed shot there is wide of the mark. That was Eliza Murphy with that attempt.
You were commenting on, that kind of fall crisp air, and the temperatures definitely dropped quite a bit, especially in the second game of this doubleheader. I didn't think it would be that cold today, but McLaughlin has brought out the gloves. That's not always a good sign. Things aren't really getting warmer the closer we get to the end of the year.
All right. There's Parker again. Nifty footwork. Through the Brewer defense. Passing right. Intended there for Vauteur. Quick throw in. Trying to get it over that Brewer defense there was Bella McLaughlin. Here's Honey for Brewer. Hesitation move. Gets it off to a teammate. Now the Witches will work it back. Try to reset, but Hampden takes over briefly. Witches just unable to connect with a teammate on these passes. Now they're in retreat again. Dribbles back to Tanis. Libby Hughes had it momentarily for Hampden. Now it's Parker back to Hughes. And the Broncos will set up their attack. Oh, a nice feed here. Who's going to get to it first? And a couple of Broncos in the vicinity. Brewer trying to provide some interference there. Now they want to get control of that ball and get it out of there, and they finally do. Hampden keeps it alive. Nice hustle there by Bridget Levesque. Three to 1 Broncos. Under the 10-minute mark here in this first half. Brewer shot here. Nice hustle by Jordan Doak. And Doak goes to the turf, as does the Bronco player. Doak helping the opponent to her feet and getting her a little pat on the back. Good to see. Here's a shot on goal. And that is scooped up. Doing a nice job getting that ball to the middle of the field.
Great ball right there.
And there's a shot on goal and just wide to the left. You get that ball in the middle of the field, Jay. You have options, left, right.
And the biggest thing in something like that is like you can definitely see Hampden's speed up top, you know, compared to Brewer's defense. They're beating him to every single ball.
Once again, Hampden in control. Near midfield. They try to get it to Parker. She's definitely favoring that left leg to a certain extent. See her come up a little gimpy there occasionally. She tries to plant that left foot.
Fourth game in 8 days for the Broncos as well. She had the game winner last week, first game against Ellsworth. About 2 minutes to go. Parker, that is.
There she is again, the middle of the field. Tries to use the left foot there a couple of times, but it's blocked by Brewer. Nice work there by Milena Eaton. Eaton with it, controlling. Back to a teammate. Witches, a takeaway near midfield. .22, Riley Umel for Brewer. Had it briefly. Here's Airy. Airy, nice ball ahead to a teammate, but nice recovery there by number 15 for Brewer. And Sidney Pine. And that shot trickles wide right. Doak ahead. Brewer can't get to it. Now the Witches back in the middle of the fray. Hampden player knocked to the turf. Now the Witches, a little bit of a break here, but shot is deflected. And Oni trying to get the shot off there. It bounds over the goal and
not the touch he
into
intended.
Somebody's garage over there.
I can assure to you that they want that ball back.
I've been coming to games here for many, many years. Football games, field goals that end up in that yard over there. I wonder how many different people have lived in that house. And the ball back over the chain link fence and back to the action. Oh, pretty good shot right there, but chest high to the goalie. Throw in here by the Broncos. Which is hustling. Throw in there, and it's going to be headed out of bounds by number 7 for Hampden, Bridget Levesque. Under 3 minutes left to go here in the first half. 3-1 Broncos. Broncos again on the attack. Tour misses with that shot. Across the goal line, Brewer player Eaton ending up on her backside there, but no damage done by the Broncos. Oh, good. Oh, what a save
Nice
there
save
by
by
Tanis.
Tanis.
Wow, that almost snuck inside that right post, giving up her body, almost slamming into that right post. Keep that ball outside the goal.
They're going to reset for the 5v5.
Megan Deans with the strong toss in, and Broncos try to redirect it towards Tanis, but again trickles to the right across the goal line.
Nice look right here on that corner kick. That saved by Tanis. Beautiful header.
Wow.
Kind of
Header.
off the, looks like it was off the post more than
Careening
anything
on that.
else.
She was making sure.
She's been busy tonight.
Hey guys. Bleachers. Guys.
And that will do it for the first half of action. At the end of one half, it is the Hampden Academy Broncos 3 and the Brewer Witches 1. We'll take a break, back with the halftime report after this on Ticket TV at 929theticket.com. Back at Doyle Field, and the Brewer High School cheerleaders putting on the halftime show for the fans in attendance.
The 2020 Fall Cheerleaders, ladies and gentlemen. And at this time, I would invite the class of 2021 cheerleading parents to go between the bleachers. We will recognize our tremendous senior cheerleaders.
And the senior soccer players on the boys' side and the girls' side have been honored prior to the two games tonight. And here at the half, in game number 2, the girls' soccer game, the senior cheerleaders for the fall season will be honored as well. So we'll pick up that.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to Doyle Field. Tonight is a special night for our student athletes. This time we will recognize the fall cheerleaders and their families. We will start with the senior Regina Urquhart. Here tonight for Regina is her mother Jessica, her stepfather Willie, and Regina's sister Cadence, as well as Brewer soccer player number 20 Cassidy Urquhart. After high school, Regina will work as a medical assistant while she attends college to pursue her nursing degree. The next senior is Abigail Marie Sargent. Abby is represented tonight by her sister Jessica and her mom Lisa. After graduation, Abby will attend the University of Maine for accounting. And the final senior is Maria E. McLaughlin. With Maria tonight, Mother Carolyn and her father Joe. After graduation, Maria will attend a university for nursing. Congratulations, Brewer Fall Cheerleading, and thank you for taking on a new endeavor this fall. Great job.
All right. Congratulations to the seniors on the Brewer High cheerleading squad here for the fall season. Again, honored here at A halftime of the girls soccer matchup between Hampden and Brewer, and the Broncos with a 3-1 lead over the Witches. All right, we'll take a break, and we'll come back with the first half highlights next. This is high school soccer on Ticket TV. Game number 4 for the Broncos here tonight. They will travel to Ellsworth on Friday for a 6 p.m. contest, and the next week games at home on the turf against Bangor and Herman. You see another match up there against Brewer coming up on the 20th of October. Jay, so here in 2020, obviously dealing with COVID-19, it's just great to see some high school sports being played, but it's basically going to be pretty much an October season this year for soccer and field hockey.
Yeah, I mean, most schools had the opportunity to start on September 25th. Some schools like Brewer, they pushed it back a week. They knew they could get their 10 games, and they have all the way until November 14th to get their 10 games in. Right. Most schools have everything scheduled in the month of October, and of course everything is a more regionalized schedule. The biggest change for Bangor, Brewer, and Hampden is playing an exclusive PVC schedule as opposed to a normal, what they would play, a Class A KVAC schedule. And talking with Dave Hamill over the weekend, I asked him, it's like, okay, so there's a new schedule, and even though they bounced between A and B, it's like, well, what do you think of it? And it's like probably one of the most competitive schedules we've had in recent years. So, we always talked about, all the changes, that have happened over the course of this year. But, for a lot of these things, these changes, we're going to take what works for the better.
Right.
In a normal year, if the heel points are within a half hour, play those games. Right. If this turns out to be really competitive, you look at someone like the Herman girls, who can ultimately compete with those Class A schools. They have the opportunity to do so this year.
Yep.
I know Herman beat these Hampden girls, 6-3 last Friday night. So, things are changing, hopefully for the better. And this is a good opportunity to maybe go back to those more regionalized schedules, that more of a traditional PVC schedule for especially the larger schools in Class A.
Maybe find a little good, some new approaches to things out of the bad. All right, we are getting set here for a second half action. Brewer with some work to do, down in this one by a score of 3-1. Officials get in position. And here we go. Half number 2 on this Tuesday night in October. We're going for the sweep. Again, their boys winning in the second overtime tonight. 3-2 over Hampden. So the Brewer boys winning their season opener. Hampden controlled most of the play in that first half, Jay.
Yes, they did. And, you know, much of that is to do with their strength in their midfield. Ultimately, you have someone like Libby Hughes in the middle, who anchors their midfield, number 10 for the Broncos. And they've, you know, their strikers have been able to thread that needle and get quite a few scoring opportunities, hence the score.
Apologize. That goal for Brewer by Sarah Kiley. So goals in this one for Hampden, for Mercedes Dorr, Destiny Moores, and Eliza Parker, and for Brewer, Sarah Kiley. Dennis puts the right foot into that one, and what do you got there, Jay? A foul of some sort?
Yeah, the contact kind of, you know, it's a little excessive. Those are what we like to call the, yeah, that looked bad.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just go accordingly. Usually there's no opposition whatsoever. A foul is a foul is a foul. In the simplest of terms.
If it looks like a duck,
it's probably duck.
quacks like a duck.
Yep. It's the beautiful game, Jim. It's simple.
Hampden trying to break in. Shot is to the right of the goal. And that one across the touchline, across the way. Again, that was Megan Deans again. Ball comes to the near side. Brewer will have the throw in here. The broadcast here tonight brought to you by Penobscot Cleaning Services, the only name you need to know for all of your professional cleaning and disaster restoration needs, whether it be fire, water, mold, soot, trauma, and more. Plus they have carpet, upholstery, and area rug cleaning with locations in Brewer and Trenton. 44 years of serving the people of Maine. That's Penobscot Cleaning. Visit them at penobscotcleaning.com. Ball not quite through the Brewer defense. Here's a shot and a save. The shot there for Hampden by Libby Hughes. And the save by Bella Tanis for Brewer.
Hampden's definitely being more patient on the offensive end this year. They have the 2-goal lead. You know, they're just trying to control the ball. If they get a good shot, they'll take it. They're definitely trying to eat that clock.
There's Honey for Brewer, zigging and zagging her way through the Hampden defense, keeps it alive, and a shot, and a late save right there, or block, I should say, by Airy for Hampden. Oh, it looks like the Witches momentarily are going to get this game to within a goal. And Brewer trying to keep the pressure on. Here Here's Parker again. She is a deft passer. No, Hampden with some numbers here. And the left-footed shot is knocked down there by Tanis. Good effort by Eliza Murphy for the Broncos. Broncos pushing it up the right side. Centering pass and unable to control it initially, and then coming out of the goal there is Tanis to quickly pounce on it and prevent the Broncos from picking up their 4th goal of the night. Little spin move there by Eliza Murphy.
Yep, call the foul right there for the extra holding, extra grabbing. Kind of held the Brewer player back from having the opportunity to play the ball.
Tanis up the right side. Still in play. Brewer's pass picked off. Madison Burgoyne, a senior captain, with the steal here. Here's Honey, and the ball will trickle across the touchline on the near side, and a quick throw in by Hampden. Try to get it going in the other direction. Deans could not get to that pass. Throw in and a battle there between Honey and Airy. That one trickles across the touchline on the far side. High school soccer here on Ticket TV, brought to you in part by Northeast Driving School. They are Greater Bangor's #1 driving school. Visit them at 360 Harlow Street in Bangor. You can also register for courses at northeastdrivingschool.com. Nice job by the Witches here. But Hampden recovers briefly. And now it's Murphy for the Broncos. Center of the field to Parker. Now it's Brown for the Broncos. She gets tied up there with Lexi Furrow, a sophomore for the Witches. Here's Kylie, who has the Brewer goal. And across the touchline there. Brown driving it deep. Good hustle there by Boutour for Hampden, but Brewer gets back to defend. Sidestep move there by
Smart for the Hampden player right there to step back and stay onside.
Still 3-1, 10 minutes into this second half. the takeaway. And now Hampden gets it back. Quick throw in by the Broncos.
Good entry pass right there. No one there for the Broncos.
Nobody home. Parker in the center of the action again. Brewer player goes tumbling to the turf. Tanis, the goalie for the Witches, surveying the situation. Oh, good lead there. Here is Deans in tight, but can't get all of her foot on that one. Ball just kind of dribbled in on Tanis, who made the easy save. And out of play, which is with a throw in. High school soccer here on Ticket TV, brought to you in part by Tim Bush. If you're looking to buy or sell your next home, call Tim Bush at Next Home Experience today. His number is 951-0747. A 2-goal lead for the Broncos. And here comes Tanis way outside the box there. Well, nothing you can say about the sophomore goalie, Bella Tanis, Jay. She is very active in goal.
She's played a lot of soccer, that's for sure, as well. You know, she plays a lot of high-level, premier club-level soccer as well, coming up through, usually playing couple years above her age group as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Dave Hamill was so happy last year once he finally got her for her freshman year, and her goalkeeper coach, JV coach, Matt Goodman as well, who works with her, you know, quite a bit as well. They depend on her. That's for sure. That's for sure. She has 2 more years after this. Just a sophomore.
Broncos keeping the pressure on, and again, Tanis cannot get to this one as the Broncos find the range once again. They add to their lead, and it's now 4-1 Hampden Academy. And we'll take another look at this goal for the Broncos. And that's number 2 for the Broncos, Mercedes Dorr, with her second of the night. She has scored the last 2 goals for the Broncos, and that makes it a 4-1 score. So the Witches with an uphill climb here, down by 3. Still plenty of time left in this game. Just haven't been able to get Much momentum at the offensive end.
That really is a testament to Hampden's midfield and defense.
Yeah, they've been like a wall back there at the back end. Parker again with a nifty move. Left-footed pass to the near side. Here come the Witches. And that one pushed out of play. Throw in. Here's Kylie. Kylie gets around the defender. Centering pass. And, oh, great opportunity there for Brewer. But just over the net. That was set up very nicely by the Witches.
Really their first legitimate scoring opportunity of this half. Just really couldn't capitalize there.
Sarah Kylie getting deep down that right side and centered it. There were a couple of teammates in front of the goal. And
easy trip right there.
Door with a trip from behind. It's going to trickle across the goal line to the left of the goal. With a break in the action, we'll remind you our game tonight brought to you by Sea Dog Brewing Company. If you're looking for great food, drinks, and great views, try Sea Dog Brewing Company on the waterfront in downtown Bangor. Sea Dog Brewing Company offers dine-in, curbside pickup, or delivery. Sea Dog Brewing Company, 26 Front Street in Bangor.
Was there this past Saturday. Good Saturday night for college football.
Yes.
Thought that Georgia.
Loving some college football.
Thought that Georgia-Auburn game would be a little closer, but Georgia looked really good. We're getting back into it. Back in the swing of things. We've got 4 playoff games today. NBA Finals.
Coming up.
We're busy.
Stuff is happening.
Waited so long.
Patriots losing last night at Kansas City. Boy, when you start breaking that game down, I mean, that should have either been a very tight loss for the Patriots, and I mean a tight loss, or a very tight win.
Can't fault that defense.
No, played very well. They only gave up 18 points in total. The way I broke it down is that shot is in, Tanis is down, and...
Yep, they're going to call the foul on the attacker.
Yep.
Foul on the goalkeeper.
Damian Harris, we finally get to see him. He had 100 yards on the ground.
Yep.
The way I broke it down, Jay, is two positions stunk last night for the Patriots.
I think I know which
the quarterback position
mm-hmm.
and Julian Edelman. As much as I love the guy,
you know,
I
said
love Jules, but I mean, he just had a stinker last night.
What was it? Was it 6-3 at the end of the third quarter? Was it still 6-3?
I don't. Almost to the end of the third quarter, I think.
Or they scored. Might have been 13. It was 13-3.
Yeah.
Patriots had the ball, and I just said, even when Stidham came in, just run the ball. Just run the football. But in the grand scheme of things, you look at that schedule coming into the season, I think everyone had them losing to Seattle and Kansas City to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing that they could have won those games.
Yeah, you're not going to win many football games. -3 in the turnover category.
No.
And there were a couple of questionable calls by the officials.
I think we're in agreement that Patrick Mahomes was not down. think the country was in agreement there.
But in the end, a loss is a loss. Pats are 2-2, 2 games behind the Buffalo Bills, who are 4-0.
Chiefs going into the gauntlet, assuming they play Tennessee this weekend, then they have the short week.
All right, 19:54 left here in the second half. 4-1 Hampden. This is our second half break, and we will step aside here for a couple of moments. This is high school soccer on Ticket TV. Back at Doyle Field, Jim Churchill, Jay Baines, along with our camera crew tonight, Nathaniel Bailey and Max Pottle, as you get to look under the lights at Doyle Field here in Brewer. Second game of the evening. Brewer boys victorious in overtime fashion. Get a very long goal from Gavin Carr for the game winner in the second overtime. Brewer improves to 1-0. The Hampden Academy boys 1-3 with the loss here tonight, but great game to watch. Very competitive, very emotional, and very physical, especially in that first half. Things calmed down in the second half, but the Witches prevail. And then here in this girls' game, Hampden Academy has dominated here on the turf at Doyle Field tonight. They have controlled the play. They've had the better shots on the night, and 4 of those shots have gone into the goal, and the Broncos with the 4-1 lead over the Brewer Witches. And again, coming up next week, we'll have more high school sports for you, as we will have, as we get our next broadcast, yes, coming up on Monday, October 12th. Again, more varsity soccer here at Doyle Fields, as the Brewer Witches will be hosting the John Baptist Crusaders. This time the girls will start things in the 5 p.m. contest, and then the boys will play in game number 2. That is 6 days away again, Monday, October 12th, right here on Ticket TV. And again, Jay, this is something they're doing this year, obviously with the COVID-19 guidelines, taking a little break here to sanitize the balls. And I just think it's, I understand some teams don't like it. I like quarters. Like women's college basketball went to quarters a number of years ago. Men's college basketball still doing the 2 halves. I like quarters.
I'm going to disagree with you, actually. I actually prefer the halves in men's college basketball to begin with, mostly because I knew where the media timeouts were. I still don't know where they are in the women's game.
Yeah.
But I just think, in a year like this, typically, if it's above like 75 degrees, we'll give water breaks anyway halfway through a half to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
So, teams are used to this, obviously not on a consistent basis. And we try to keep these close to as 2 minutes as possible. Just make sure, get a drink, wash your hands, wash the balls, and let's go. We don't want them to stretch into 3-4 minutes just to totally disrupt the flow. But most of the if not all of the high-level professional leagues over the summer when they restarted play, they did the same thing. Halfway through the half, did the same thing, get the drink. I'm not sure they were cleaning the balls like, we're doing here. That's mostly a water drink. They also added subs. Of course, in high school soccer, you have unrestricted substitutions, but they increased the number of substitutions at the professional level from 3 to 5. Whether or not that will stick is yet to be seen. But teams with 1 sub or no subs at all, like I had last week, They love them. They love these. Everyone gets a drink. Everyone's rested.
Tell you what, you don't want to sit around or stand around too long on these chilly October nights.
Right, and, the other issue is, when you're on a field without lights, you want to keep things going, because even 4 o'clock right now, you're
Pushing
4 o'clock stock, you're pushing it. I have a game that's supposed to kick off at 4:30 next week, and we'll see what happens. I had problems last week as it is.
Nice feed up the left side. There's some Broncos in front, and a nifty shot there, but nice save by Tanis. I think that was Mercedes Dorr again. She's already got 2 goals here tonight. Good effort there. Trying to pick up her 3rd. Had some hat tricks in the field hockey games. Brewer field hockey, Brooklyn Fick had a hat trick against Hampden, a game we did last week on Ticket TV, and then Janessa Bishop had a hat trick last night for Brewer in their 6-3 win over John Baptist.
You talk about getting used to the game of soccer. I think the sport of field hockey is the one sport I may not have ever watched in person, live in person.
Really? Yeah. Learned a
It's
lot
during
in
soccer
4
season.
games.
Never had a chance.
Yeah, I've learned there's basically 5 or 6 key rules you have to remember. That ball across the goal line. Brewer just cannot keep that ball. And they're into the field. Approaching the 15-minute mark here in half number 2. So you mentioned Herman had a 6-3 win over Hampden. That was last week, Jay?
Yeah, and they had a 7-2 win earlier in the week against John Baptist, and John Baptist actually played really well. Herman, Cindy Gallup, she's one of the fastest players in the state, and she scored at least 4 goals in that Baptist game. I'm not sure how many times she scored last Friday night against Hampden. I know they did beat MCI yesterday. I believe it was 9-0, so they don't struggle scoring, to say the least.
So not.
Hampden, of course, goes down to Ellsworth Friday night. I believe Brewer's at Bangor, correct?
Yes.
Yep. For round 1 of the cross-town, cross-river rivalry.
Oh, solid strike there, but the save by Tanis. Here's some good action for the Witches. As deep as they've been for several moments here in this second half, but Hampden quickly turns it around.
Yeah, McLaughlin really had the advantage on the foot speed right there.
offsides. What was that?
Just past the second to last defender right there. It's a good ball. Good idea. Boy, when you're offside, you're offside. Just stay even with that second last defender. Time the runs accordingly. Might have been our first offside of the night. At least in the girls' game. Shows how much the play has been in the middle of the field.
Right. Oh, that's a good pass there. Here's Honey. Crosses over, recovers. Now the Broncos converge on her. Can't get a shot off, and across the goal line it goes. Trying to hold her position there. Here's a shot by Brewer, and the save made. Daigle, the sophomore goalie.
New keeper for Hampden this year. Graduation of Addie Hughes, who's the 3-year starter. And now one of our officials.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
wow.
she's actually spent 3-4 years as a club soccer official. She's joined the high school board this year, taking a gap year after graduation, like many recent graduates are.
Honey gets pushed down. She was trying to split the Bronco defense there. Bounces right back up.
She'll get a penalty kick off this, Jim.
I like penalty kicks. And she's got a goal. Very calmly and coolly approached that ball and drives it into the right side of the net. And no chance there for Daigle, and Brewer once again to within 2, and still 11 minutes and 9 seconds left to go.
You can see the Hampden keeper was trying to go left on that. You know, you only have 2 ways to choose.
Right.
You know, she was trying to go left. Didn't really get a good jump on that. Nice strike.
When you really have to commit to one side.
Exactly.
Or the other. I mean, you try to read it, I guess, a little bit as they approach the ball, but chances are they're not going to boot it right at you. That's not their intent anyway. Half minutes left to go here in this second half. Our broadcast tonight brought to you by Twin City Tire. They are your #1 locally owned snow tire dealer. Twin City Tire, located at 609 Wilson Street in Brewer, or visit Twin City Tire Express. They are at 30 Sparks Avenue in Brewer. Shot blocked, and now across the near side touchline. Witches. And a push there. Riley Umel, the junior, taking a tumble. Laffey, sophomore, will tie up the laces, and then pretty good strike there, driving it deep, and now across the touch line on the near side. See the Brewer cheerleaders there. They're here rooting on the Brewer girls, put on a brief halftime show, and then the seniors were honored at the half as well.
I was at Herman last week, and Herman cheerleaders were there for their senior night as well.
Yep.
That took a little getting used to, honestly,
Yes.
in the background.
Yeah, we had a chance to talk with a couple of the Brewer cheerleaders at the field hockey games last week, and great approach, great attitude, and said they, kind of liked the change of pace and felt honored to be there to root on the field hockey players in that case. And I'm sure they feel the same being here tonight to root on the girls soccer team. We've had some varsity field hockey players. As I mentioned, we've talked with the cheerleaders and from Brewer in some of our games, saved there by Tanis. But I got to say, the attitude, the approach, to the situation, it's not ideal. It's not what they expected, and especially for the seniors, not what they would want in their senior year of high school. But they're just trying to adapt to it, and just a good positive attitude is helping them through it.
And I think it's the approach that a lot of the kids just want to play.
Yeah, and that's definitely.
They just want to, they want to play, they want to participate, whether it's, whether they're, a cheerleader, soccer player, field hockey player, whatever. Any opportunity they want something to do. And, like I've said in my pregame meetings with the kids, I'm like, guys, I know this is weird. It is weird. Let's just embrace it. Let's just have fun and go with it.
Yep.
And I think the kids have been really, really, almost leading the effort as well, leading by example, which has been really good. But, that's something that we always expect with high school student athletes.
Tanis directing traffic there a little bit before she drove that one downfield. .40 left to go in this one. 2-goal lead for the Broncos. Here's Kylie, shielding the Hampden defender. Kylie trying to steal a throw in there, but
She's not really happy with that. Being game one for Brewer, despite the result, there's a lot to build on here. Coach Hamill will be the first to tell you that they're really young.
Yep.
You can't really be disappointed. Hampden's pretty solid all 11, ultimately. No one really stands out, And they're going to be challenged. Brewers going to be challenged all year, and they're going to get better from that. They have the opportunity. I mean,
just four
first
seniors.
in-game, just 4 seniors. First in-game action.
Honey, another strong move there. Can't get the shot off. And Honey, a senior, playing in her final season. She's been impressive here tonight. .35 on the clock. Tennis. A great distance away from the goal. Oh, looks like.
Yep, so this is the rule that was adopted from the college level. If the leading team is subbing under 5 minutes, the clock will always stop.
Oh, okay. If the leading team is subbing.
Correct. Even if both teams are subbing. The team that is in the lead. Because you don't want, excessive subs, subbing
Right.
one at a time just to stall a little bit. It's a nice ball there.
Kylie,
Beat
Dope,
McLaughlin.
now Honey, and Honey gets tripped up.
Which way? I'm going to say McLaughlin got a run of the contact. They're going to take the foul coming out for Hampden.
Minute and a half left to go in the game. Brewer trailing it by 2. Oh. Good collision there. And Brewer player number 22, Riley Umel, took the worst of that collision as she faced up against Megan Deans. Under 1 minute left.
Hampden playing the ball back.
Happy to just chew up the waning seconds of this ball game.
We'll make the quick ride home for a nice day of remote school tomorrow.
That's right, Wednesday.
Broncos have Wednesdays off. Well, not off, but fully remote for deep cleaning.
At both Hampden Academy and Brewer High School using the hybrid format. do it. That is the end of the action here in this girls' soccer game, and the Broncos are victorious. They defeat the Brewer Witches by a final of 4-2. So Hampden Academy and Brewer split here tonight under the lights at Doyle Field. The Brewer boys winning the first game 3-2 as they get the goal in the second overtime. They are 1-0, and the Bronco girls come back and win this second game here tonight. All right, we will take a quick timeout. We'll come back, get you the highlights from this game, and wrap things up and look ahead to next week here on Ticket TV. Back at Doyle Field, Jim Churchill, Jay Baines, along with Max Pottle and Nathaniel Bailey, putting the wraps on this doubleheader here tonight at Doyle between Hampden Academy and Brewer, and each school gets a win. Brewer boys victorious in the first game. Hampden Academy girls win this second game. And let's take a look at some of the highlights from game number 2. As the Broncos will score the first goal, Eliza Parker. And she drives it into the back of the net. No chance there for Bella Tanis as Parker broke in through that Brewer defense. And here is Sarah Kiley for Brewer. Talk about persistence. Loose ball there in front of the net. 3 players involved. Kiley got to her feet and booted that one home. But Hampden strikes right back. And the goal there for Destiny Moores to make it 2-1 Broncos. And then here is number 2, Mercedes Dorr, with her first of 2 goals here tonight as she finds the back of the net. That made it 3-1 Hampden. And the Broncos were not done, and Mercedes Dorr was not done as she gets her second goal of the night right there. And then the penalty kick here for Morgan Honey, and she picks up the second goal for the Brewer Witches, and that would be the final score in this one. All right, and let's take a look at our next games coming up here on Ticket TV. And it'll be next Monday, this coming Monday, October 12th, as we have more soccer action from Doyle Field. It'll be the John Baptist Crusaders in town to take on the Brewer Witches. The girls' game at 5 p.m. and the boys' game to follow right after that. All right, Jay, thank you for your work here tonight. Double duty for you.
Yes, thank you, sir. My
All
pleasure.
Right. All right, and thanks to Nathaniel Bailey and Max Pottle as well. I'm Jim Churchill saying so long from Doyle Field. Brewer boys win the first game 3-2 in overtime. Game number 2 goes to the Hampden Academy Broncos. They win it 4-2 over Brewer. We will talk to you on Monday here on Ticket TV.